14-8 is your score right now at the Schottenstein Center in set number 1. Ohio State up on the Michigan Wolverines. And Ohio State, in their first Big Ten win of the season, they earned their first conference sweep against Northwestern just a couple of nights ago. The season high 11 aces in that match.
Yeah, strong from the service line. Webker especially had 3 of those service aces as well. And not only their first sweep, but their first win in the Big Ten for the season.
Big one for the Buckeyes. Selman sent that swing a little wide.
Morgan Burke to serve.
This will bring Morgan Burke to the service line, who's made big steps into her sophomore season. Just over 10 assists per set. Bump set. There's Vowlett, headed off hands for the kill.
Point Wolverines.
That one just tooled off the top of the block of Ohio State and gave Michigan now within 4. Ohio State had a 4-point streak going, and then Emmy Selman hit that one out of bounds, and then Michigan's taking advantage.
Gibson up top, Selman. And out of position, Michigan on the defensive end. Selman gets the kill.
Selman collecting her 3rd kill so far of the day, and she is, for Ohio State, leading the team in kills.
Earning a lot of trust early on in her career. She's been getting a lot of passes from Tooman and Gibson early on. High upstairs for Vowlett. Good save by Hasbrook. There's Selman. Right back up for Vowlett. Kept alive by Webker. Vowlett again. Another swing for her. They go to her quite often as Rader taps it right into the middle for another Buckeye kill.
And that's been successful for Rader all day so far in this first set, finding the opening in the middle. Again, she's not hitting it very hard, not a lot of power, but as long as she's finding the opening in the coverage of Michigan's defense, she'll have success. As another look at that tap over the net.
Just reads that the heart of that defense was wide open behind that 10-foot line. Big swing from the far side. Here's Selman. Cochran keeps it alive. And Vowlett knocking Webker over in the back row for the kill.
And Vowlett collects her 4th kill. She's leading both teams so far today.
Jacobs to serve.
Jacobs at the service line. 4 kills per set, over 2 digs per set. Has played every set this season for Michigan. And she's doing all this after a medical redshirt last year and lost control of that serve, just kind of tapped it.
Yeah, that was a rare miss there by Jacobs. You talked about just how powerful she is as a member of this team, and looked like she tried to roll that one slower and just didn't quite have enough emphasis on it to get it over the net.
Can't quite afford that for the Wolverines. 17-11 now. Off speed from Vowlett, converts.
Vowlett on the right side of the net for that hit instead of the outside, but found that close cross-court opening in front of the net.
They like to play her on both sides, and she's up to 5 kills and no attack errors early in this one. Very efficient contest for the sophomore from Argentina. Chopra back in the game, served that one up. And it looked like Rader got into the net with that swing.
There have been a few issues with those net violations for both of those teams, just easy, simple mistakes that they can clean up. But again, that's been rare for Riley Rader. She's been clean playing today, doing well for Ohio State, hitting at a 600 for the day.
3 kills for Riley Rader. Bump set Gibson for Selman, leading the team with that 8th swing today. Bumped over by Burke. Gibson back for Londot, knocking over Chopra.
And a beautiful line hit by Emily Londot from the right side. And you have to mention, too, the setter, and that is Gibson as well. They made a shift, as we talked about earlier, from Tooman to Gibson in the past few games. She started out against Indiana and it's been looking good for Gibson and the rest of Ohio State's offensive team after that win against Northwestern.
Hoffman just over the tape. There's Fowlett. Right back over to Michigan's side. She went off speed for her last kill and brings all of it on that one.
And that's what makes a hitter so dangerous, is when they're able to shift between those harder kills to just those taps or those roll shots over the net, because it makes it a lot harder to predict what they're going to do.
And she gets a chance at the service line, has a team lead, 41 aces this year. Had 36 in last year's campaign. There's Londot again, diving play by Cochran. And they give it to Ohio State. They're just gonna call that an attack error.
Looked like it was a lift by Michigan's offense.
And again, can't have that. It's been a lot of unforced stuff, like you said, Sarah.
That's been the biggest issue for that Michigan team so far, just those simple little mistakes that are really helping Ohio State keep this solid lead.
Burke, back set for Boney on the slide, comes right back. Punched over by Burke. Back set, Londot off the hands, staying alive. There's Boney again, kept alive by Rader on the dig. And Londot strong on the swing.
And you have to credit Ohio State's defense in that last volley. A lot of nice digs up to their setter, and then able to get the execution from Emily Londot.
And the Buckeyes fired up after the Aaron Virtue timeout. In Michigan, you got to talk it over.